Good morning, Devin. This is quite the start to our Monday morning. We are out here on the corner of 11th and Leonard in Pensacola, where Pensacola PD were called to the scene around 7:30 this morning. Now, currently, you can see the SWAT team moving in. There was a disturbance between a man and a woman where a man fired his gun. The woman was luckily able to flee the scene, but that man is still inside with a loaded gun. Here you can see that SWAT team moving in after about an hour of being on standby. Mike Wood has not confirmed yet if this is a domestic case, but we will keep you updated as the story continues to unfold. That is exactly right, Cherish. And the amount of snow you're seeing now in Milton is not an accurate reflection of the winter storm that blew into the city on Tuesday. I caught up with some folks who never thought they would ever see that much snow in Northwest Florida. Kat, that's certainly right, and it is not stopping me either. Now, we have moderate surf and blue skies out here, and Pensacola Beach visitors and locals alike are celebrating the nation's holiday with their coolers full, music loud, and their loved ones by their side. Thanks, Adarius. Yeah, things out here on Pensacola Beach have been quite windy with speeds up to 25 miles per hour, but still no sign of any rain. Here at St. Michael's in Pensacola, church members reflect on the historic selection of American Cardinal Robert Prevost as the new pope.
WKRG News 5's Hannah O'Gara is joining us in studio for the first time. Welcome in. Hannah, you went on a ride-along with police as they wrapped up a 3-month investigation where they found more than drugs.
Absolutely, an exciting few days to say the least. An investigation MPD is calling Operation Azalea Trail. And when you see where we went, you'll understand why. Apartment complexes along Azalea Road become the focus of Mobile police officers. And for this operation, I ride shotgun with Captain Jonathan Lee.
We conduct investigations addressing crime in that area with hotspot policing and things of that nature. We were able to identify drug dealers in that area.
Next comes a warrant, then a knock on the door. A
lot of times we may bring the individual out, conduct a canine sweep of that residence, and then search for that, interview the people involved.
And while officers are looking for drugs,
cocaine, spice, fentanyl, and shrooms,
that's not all they find.
We even took off 9 firearms from the streets. What we find a lot of times is that lower level drug sales lead to violent crime, and we want to reduce that in the city of Mobile.
During an operation like this, Captain Lee says officers have to keep their eyes on more than just the targets of those warrants.
We're aware of not just the scene that you saw, but the surroundings around you. As you kind of see people may congregate in different areas and that thing, we have to be aware of that as well from a safety perspective. 10-4, we're good to execute.
At the end of the day, operations like this are about cleaning up the city, one community at a time.
We do this job because it's a calling.
Captain Lee says it's not uncommon for neighbors to give police a head nod or small smile, a silent way to say thanks for making their complex safer.
It's always an encouragement when you get somebody from the community to say, hey, thank you. And so that happens quite commonly. Do we get some adversarial stuff at times? Sometimes. That's okay. That's part of the job.
This is a fish story right here.
Two nights out on the water.
We're about 112 miles out yesterday, last night, when this fish ate our bait.
Didn't have these fishermen coming home empty-handed. This bluefin tuna weighing in at 721 pounds and measuring 107 inches long.
Just shot.
Of Florida's bluefin tuna record, sitting at 888 pounds and 110 inches long.
Beautiful day out there, not real rough. I had another blue marlin that we caught earlier in the day, and got 2 bites all day, caught 2 fish, 1 blue marlin, 1 bluefin tuna. Couldn't ask for a better day.
However, this bluefin tuna didn't let up without a fight.
Well, I'm hurting a bit today.
Local fisherman David Shepard says his crew spent 5 hours trying to reel the fish in.
You know, after it got to be about 30, 45 minutes, I was like, this fish is crazy. He had almost taken all the line out.
After arriving back to Palafox Pier in downtown Pensacola, this 700-pound tuna was making its way to Joe Patty's Seafood. In his 30-year fishing career, LaCour has never caught a bluefin tuna anywhere near this size. In Pensacola, Hannah O'Gara, WKRG News 5. What seems to be signs of a tornado has ripped through Ferry Pass in Escambia County around 4:30 Tuesday afternoon, causing significant structural damage to one workplace. Roofing panels scattered along the street, insulation hanging from electrical wires, and one 18-wheeler truck tipped onto its side.
And people were screaming and running into the warehouse.
Public Information Officer with the Escambia County Public Safety, Davis Wood, says 3 people sustained injuries and 2 people were transported to the hospital.
The number one priority was search and rescue. Who's in the building, who needs medical assistance, who can be brought out.
One man who works across the street heard the whole thing.
I wasn't even 100 feet from it, but I was inside the building. I heard screaming, and I actually saw we have doors that we throw away that are busted up. These doors were being taken out of the dumpster and thrown across the parking lot.
Wood says crews will return to the site over the next few days to assess the damage.
They'll get an estimation of what's required, cleanup, rebuild, all of that. That, of course, will be handled by a different crew, and those crews will determine what needs to be done.
In Escambia County, Hannah O'Gara, WKRG News 5. What was supposed to be a fun afternoon with friends back in July of 2023
We were on our way to go get lunch, and it was very busy on Pine Forest Road.
turned into a near tragedy for Erica Brigman.
Ended up getting hit head on. I remember, as weird as it sounds, like it feels like slow motion at the time.
Brigman was driving behind her friend Anna Lewis, who was leading the pair to their lunch spot. When Brigman went to turn into the parking lot, she was struck by another vehicle. Brigman suffering not only from broken bones.
I have some hardware in that foot. My tibia in this leg, at the bottom of it, was broken. Both of my knees, like I said, had holes in my kneecaps.
But major damage to her back from her seatbelt.
Instead of sitting on your hips, like it shifted up, and it internally sliced me in half and broke my back.
Anna Lewis stayed by her friend's side as she was rushed to Sacred Heart Hospital. She remembers one of Brigman's doctors telling her something she'll never forget.
I've never seen anything like this. One, like the whole like internal cut from side to side all the way around, and he's never seen anyone survive it. And that really hit me, and I was like, oh my gosh, she could have really died right there on the road that day.
Christy Jandora, Director of Emergency Services for Sacred Heart, is thrilled to hear of the recovery Brigham has made, saying it's rare for medical professionals to see the long-term recovery of their former patients.
We might see them a little bit through the rehab process, but then, 2 years down the road, unless we bump into them in the grocery store or somewhere, you really don't always know how great they're doing.
After nearly 19 months of recovery, Brigman walks with no aid and no assistance, a day she never thought would come.
If you would have told me while I was sitting in that hospital bed that I would have loved my life a year and a half from now, I wouldn't have believed you.
In Escambia County, Hannah O'Gara, WKRG News 5.